Hey folks, welcome back to another Paul Mass video. I know I've not been uploading a lot recently, running away from the grind. No, not really. I've just very busy with school stuff. I have like 9 courses this semester, which is a lot of stuff. But anyways, yeah, Agatha Arbok, the variety scout, dropping later tonight, which I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I completely forgot about. So look, you know, these units are slightly forgetful or forgettable. Can you really blame me for that? But anyways, also still financially recovering from that last summon. So anyways, so yeah, usual subscribe, notifications on for the stream when that happens. But anyways, all right, let's get into this unit then. Agatha and Arbok. Look, honestly, I wasn't really sold on this unit, but a lot of people have been speaking very highly of it. So you know what? Let's give it another look. All right. But yeah, my first impression was not very great for this unit, but it definitely has its upsides, right? It does have a lot of things, like for example, the very unfortunate passive name, full bracing P move 9. I have no clue. Even my brother's laughing. I have no clue why they named it that. It's a very weird name. But anyways, it's a guaranteed defense, special defense, you know, buff over here, right? Every time it uses a move, which is nice, right? Especially against a lot of like those constant debuffers, like something like an Entei or whatever, right? Versus Legendarina or like Azelf or something like that. That's always going to be nice to have, especially when she is going to be the tank, and she is, you know, she does have those stats for it, right? HP, defense, special defense, right? As support, decent tank stats, though. Yeah, outside of that, you know, poison units, obviously, you have a way of poisoning the opponent. They all do, right? I think all of them. Is there any poison unit out there that doesn't poison at all? I think there's like one. I don't remember, but anyways. Team underhanded heal, right? You have 50% chance of healing your team when you attack someone that's status, right? So, you know, got those heals. It's not a lot in terms of the heals, but it's a decent clip of healing, so there's that. Poison Sting being a 1 gauge spam, that's nice. Wrap, so you do kind of have the poison and interference combo over here, right? So again, that would be very good against something like Yuxi that needs both. Obviously, then Leer is just really good just to have if you are running any physical damage healers. But like, that's the one thing I feel is kind of awkward this unit. It's like the buffs are trying to be like a mixed sort of buffer, right? Because the trainer move buffs attack, special attack, and crit by 2. And then like you have Leer over here, so like it's clearly more of a physical than a mixed support. But then again, you just buff everything, which I guess is not like, shouldn't really be a knock. But I would have rathered it be like 2 MP, and then it's +2 attack and +2 crit, and then it's 2 MP instead of just the special attack. But oh well, whatever. Anyways, yeah. As for if you are trying to go for how many copies, right? 1 out of 5, you do have a decent amount of the stuff, right? You got the tanky, you got the status and interference for, again, something like Yuxi, right? The defense stuff, all that, and the debuff. So I feel like her at 1 out of 5 is actually pretty nice, right? On top of that, you do have Antitoxin for something like Thunderous, right? Escape Artist for something like Entei, right? So she is definitely a big, like, Legendary Gauntlet sort of unit, right? 100%. And Leer move gauge refresh is actually not bad either at 1 out of 5. So yeah, like her grid is like not even bad at 1 out of 5. But yeah, 2 out of 5 do have some other great stuff in here. Well, you definitely do. You have the hidden heal on the trainer move for, you know, gradual healing, which is nice, right? So she does have the potential to have a lot of decent healing on herself, along with a defensive buff. So that's always going to be a positive. Quick Cure is always good to have, right? Potent Toxin. I mean, I don't really care too much about this one. I mean, it's nice, I guess. You're trying to, like, I don't know. It's if you have like nothing else to really pick up. Terrify it's only -1. It's not. I don't really feel like it's that big of a deal. And then 3 out of 5. Obviously, you have the rest of the grid where you do have stuff like Hostile Environment 2 on Poison Sting. You know, give an even higher chance of poison. I'm pretty sure it's like almost guaranteed poison at that point. Got Team Sharp Entry to make sure you have +3 crit for your team, which is really nice. Status immunity is really good, right? First aid 4, you know, personal heals there is nice, and then you have all ramped up in Berserk Bunch, just if you want +3 of those stats instead of +2, which I don't really like. I mean, like if you're gonna buff an offensive stat, like attack or special attack, right? Like you either buff +2, +4, or +6. Like, I don't like the +1s, +3s, +5s. Those are kind of awkward. Anyways, I don't know. Whatever. So, yeah, she does have a lot of really great things at 3 out of 5. Hidden heal here as well, right? Catalytic infliction's only for the first time you use Lear, but, you know, if you time it well, that could be really nice. But yeah, her 3 out of 5 grid is really good. Her 2 out of 5, you get some stuff, but it's not like a huge amount of stuff, right? But yeah, like every extra copy does give her some things that are nice. I'd say 3 out of 5 is the big one, but if you don't get any extra copies for her, that's totally fine as well. I feel like her 1 out of 5 is you know, it's pretty useful overall. So there's that, I guess. As for like lucky skill and synchro options, lucky skills, I mean, you could go with vigilance. It's a tank, all that stuff. You could go for some speed things as well if you want, like fast track. Just because, again, she's not like super fast. She doesn't spend too many gauges though, right? Because, like, you know, your main moves are just gonna be mostly like 1 gauge moves. It's not gonna be that bad, but you know, if you do need the extra speed, then you should definitely go for it, right? But I feel like those are really the I guess 2 main ones, right? So anyways, as for the sync grid at 1 out of 5, I mean, this sort of unit really just pick up everything not named poison sing power-ups or rap power-ups, I guess, right? At 1 out of 5, you could take out the rap accuracy though, you know, for sure. If you are trying to save orbs, if you don't care about, if you have enough orbs, then you can just pick up everything. At 2 out of 5, there's some big ones. You definitely want hidden heal, right? If you get the NPR and the train move, then sure, but I mean, don't count on it. It's 1 NPR too. That's not a great chance. Quick cure over here, going through Lear, move gauge refresh, I think is definitely nice. And the rest, it really depends. Do you need antitoxin? Does the opponent poison you? Does the opponent trap you, right? If you need them, pick them up. If you don't, then if the opponent doesn't do that, then it's really whatever. Then, like, honestly, you could really afford to pick up something like this NPR, or even like the Terrify over here, which again, it's only -1. It's not like a huge deal, but on the other hand, like, there's not like a huge amount of things you really want to pick up. You can maybe go for these +10 defenses, right? Or you could maybe go for Pokey Trap or Potent Toxin. I'm not a huge fan. It's like not that big of a deal, right? It doesn't add that much, but like, I guess if you want, right? Pokey Trap, I feel like it is a bit more expensive because you do, you know, either go through the rap accuracy or the move gauge refresh, right? Which cost a bit more, but on the other hand, rap accuracy is a bit more useful. So yeah, that's the 2 out of 5 grid. For 3 out of 5. Again, supports really depends on what you're trying to do, right? Status immunity, again, would be really nice if you're facing something like, for example, Moltres, right? That, you know, and you're not really, you know, you're not trying to get rid of the sun or whatever, or just flinch, like, because Moltres does have multiple instances of trying to, like, burn you, or, you know, all that stuff. So that could be annoying, right? And what else? Yeah, that's again, that really depends, because that's a big commitment. Like, it's 10 energy commitments all the way down here, so like no point really picking it up if it's like, oh man, oh, this stage is slightly annoying. There's poison jab, but it's like a 10% chance of poisoning. Should I pick it up? I'd say probably not, but you know, you might get burned by that too. So anyways, team sharp entry if you need the crit buffs, right? Again, it just really depends. There really aren't too many nodes on her grid that it's like, oh man, you have to pick this up, right? But if you want, like, I'd say the hidden heal is just nice to have. I'd say in like most scenarios. First aid is nice to have in most scenarios, I'd say, right? Like, these are just almost always going to be useful. Of course, it's not like a guarantee you have to pick up, right? In some instances where, you know, don't really need those heals that much, and maybe you need a bit more of those offensive buffs, and you could maybe ignore them, pick the other stuff up. But most time, I'd say these two are the main things you might want to pick up. Catalytic infliction would be really nice as well. Team inflict and heal would be nice. I feel like if you are picking that one up, it's like 3 of these different healing stuff is just overkill. I probably drop first aid just because it's the farthest away and costs the most, like, energy, right? And then you can use that energy for like other things if you need that extra +1 attack, or you can't really reach here, right? Okay. +1 attack, I guess, right? That's why she's more of like a more of a physical buffer, right? Physical support, because Lear and this one is easier to get. If you are going with hidden heal, right? If you're not, then it's not. It's easy to get. But yeah, with the others, you could just pick up Escape Artist, Antitoxin, all that stuff. Again, Team Sharp Entry. Team Sharp Entry is just a really big energy commitment. So if you are going for that, you might as well go for like some of the other stuff around it, right? And if that's the case, obviously you can't pick up some of the other more expensive things. It just sucks that Terrify's over here. So like maybe yeah, that's a bit better. I'd rather get the Quick Cure and Lear Move Gauge Refresh than going through like Terrify over there, since costs the same amount of well, not same amount, but you could at least still afford it, right? So yeah, you could do that maybe. Or if you want the Inflict heal, you get that extra special defense. Again, supports, it really depends, right? It depends on what you're facing, depends on who you're trying to support. So like, yeah, the grids for them are really just, you totally depends on the situation, right? Going for some pros and cons, obviously, good or decent enough tank and heals, right? With those personal defense buffs. It's not really a cone, so after you're done using your training move and all that stuff, you could still go out there, spam Lear, debuff the opponent's defenses, or try to poison trap them. So there's a lot of things for Arbok to do afterwards, right? Again, you have the poison trap thing, really good for something like Yuxi. And it's just a good gauntlet unit, right? It has a lot of tools versus a lot of different gauntlet opponents, right? Again, Escape Artist, Antitoxin, Status Immunity, the again, personal defense buffs, right? The Wrap, Lear, Point Flame, like basically almost everything in her kit is tailored to gauntlet opponents, right? And then she got max crit buffs as well. As for some of the downsides, her defense buffs aren't like for the entire team, so it's not like a huge deal because she's gonna probably in most case scenarios be the main tank anyways. But it would have been nice if it was for the full team as well. But yeah, she's also not like a crazy special attack buffer, right? Offensively, like she's just not like a great buffer in general. Like outside of crit, right? She doesn't really buff too much for the rest of her team, I think, right? Like it's really, yeah, it's +3 crit, which is good, and then +3 up to 3 attack or special attack for the team. Yeah, she's not like a great buffer. Speed, it's not like super fast, right? So there's that. Again, her gauges don't cost a lot, right? So it's more so because again, speed is like a team-wide thing, right? So, and then it's variety. So yeah, that's I guess a con in of itself. Overall, I'd say it really is a unit. Again, it's more tailored toward Gauntlet players. If you're going for those big Gauntlet streaks, she's going to be really nice and useful there, right? Because of all her different tools that she has in her kit to, again, just sort of defend against a lot of the different Gauntlet gimmicks, right? So I'd say overall, probably like a 6.8 out of 10. Going to be higher. This score could be higher if you're really big into Gauntlet, right? And probably a bit lower if you don't care about big Gauntlet streaks, right? I'm like, does she have anything for mass mode? She does, like, Lear being AoE that's something, right? But otherwise, for mass mode, like, she's fine. She's not gonna be like terrible, but again, just master mode supports, there's just better support, limited support banners that you could really spend your gems on. I'd say if you're really just going for master mode. Before Gauntlet, she's definitely one of those big sort of Gauntlet counters, right? That counters a lot of different Gauntlet gimmicks. So if you're big into Gauntlet, I would recommend. But if you're not, if you don't care about Gauntlet streaks, then probably not, right? Probably not. So anyways, yeah, let's win this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed, guys. Link in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the videos from our channel, some more Master content, and we'll hopefully the polls are a bit better later tonight. So again, jump in for that if you guys are around, and I'll see you guys in the next one then.